Hello, hello, and welcome back, everyone, to the last part of King's Quest VII, where we're being tried for stealing the moon.
On the charge of moon theft, we find her.
Again, the
Guilty!
inspiration for Despicable Me.
On the charge of
I
impersonating
do remember
a
watching the first
Falderalian,
one
we
and
find
thinking it was
her.
alright for the most part, though I do know that Illumination's a shithouse company, so it's kind of hard to judge them these days.
I can see these people have the same, a judicial system with the same quality as the one in Delfino Island.
Appearing in public without fur,
Yeah, there
feather,
was someone
or
who looked
scales,
like you who
we
did something,
find
so
her.
therefore you did it.
Guilty! Guilty! Guilty!
Never mind the fact the guy who did it was fucking transparent blue, but...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I should consider perhaps wiping out this town and putting them all to the sword.
Yeah, I'm kind of amazed that with their royal powers, they don't do shit like that.
I never heard of such a place.
At any
You
point
just
in the King's
made
Quest
that up,
series.
didn't you?
So I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Apparently the Daventry
Banish her to the plains
royal
of
family is a bunch of
petulant
pussies. They're not willing to use military force for people who are
Make her count every grain of birdseed in the land.
probably deserving of some stomping.
Make her put the moon back into the
Yeah.
sky!
The people have spoken. You have until sunset to put the moon back in its rightful place in the sky, Valanis. If you do not, you will be fed to a 300-pound hamster in the morning. Court adjourned.
The sky is falling, Boop! The sky
Oh
is
my
falling!
god.
Yeah, I told you, she's
That
like
means
literally the
let us
worst
move the
fucking
party to the
character in
south of
this
the
series.
Guards, remove that hairless creature.
Oh my god. How do you write this and not feel ashamed with yourself afterwards?
I don't know. But first things first, we gotta eat the cheese.
Oh, I never did like green cheese much.
But, now we have a cheese with a bite mark in it, so...
What?
And apparently we can't throw it high enough to get it back in the air. So now we have to attach the rubber chicken to the tree, and then use the cheese.
Congratulations, oh hairless one. Thank you have returned the moon to the sky. You are granted a full
Hopefully
pardon.
falls on your heads.
Oh, thank you, Archduke Yip Yap.
Never let it be said
I'd also
that
like to
what
remind
you
everyone there
privilege
was
is
literally no reason for us to get the
Warhound
cheese in the
and
first place. All it did
cannot
was
be
get us in
merciful.
trouble.
Now, if you'll excuse me, the volcano is smoking, so I'm off to
So
hide
this
in the
whole
basement.
situation was avoidable?
Yeah, if we just did nothing, yeah.
Okay. Does anything else come out of it?
Nope. The cheese is never mentioned again. There is no payoff like in Earthworm Jim, where launching the cheese will cause the death of the main
Tell
villain
me
later
where
on.
my daughter
Just
is
nothing.
now.
Rosella is
goodness.
far below the ground in the land of the volcano.
My poor.
Oh, that was not a very good. Like, did they get the audio mixed up right there? Because they had the audio of her crying and
I am a very busy man.
and
my
this
lady. Come
the
back
mirror
here when you
singing
have
in
magic
at the same
stick
play
ready.
playing at the same time. It seems.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that was an
Here
issue,
you are,
but
the
yeah,
magic statuette.
it's not great. There's a lot of things wrong with this game.
Oh boy.
And here is your weir beast, Sev, my lady Valanice.
Thank you. How does it work?
You must
Yeah, the
stop
audio in
lying
this
to
game
your
overall
buddy.
is very.
First,
It does. It seems to have some issues with it, like characters. The volume of some characters'
Animal
voices
hair.
is gonna
What kind?
changes abruptly.
Why, whatever animal you wish to
Yeah.
transform
Yeah, like I
into.
said,
However, I would not recommend a fat mouse
it's
or
hard to
a
believe
juicy
that the
squirrel.
animation was the worst part of the
Excuse
of
me,
this
lady.
game, and
I must go
then
and
there's just
consult
all
my
this other bullshit that's
statuette.
wrong with it on top of it. But anyway, so that fur that we got from the jackalope from the beginning of the game, we combined that with the salve, so that way we can actually turn into a werebeast and make our way through the forest.
Turn into furry.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Also, this is the part of the game where we have to do a lot of backtracking back and forth between areas, but at least by the time that becomes a thing that we need to do, we get a way to just quickly fast travel from point to point. And then to make things merciful, the final chapter, which is the one after this, is like 10 minutes long, and it's mostly cutscenes. But in the meantime, we just gotta slowly make our way around the river, because they only thought to put in one bridge, not two.
You're sure there isn't any speed options in this game? And you just have been...
The only speed option is to repeatedly left-click, right-click. And I think I do it maybe once, because the game legitimately slows down to like 2 frames per second for like no reason. Alright, so let's use the salve and make our way through this forest.
Oh, I feel
And despite
so
being a snake oil
strange.
salesman, this actually works, surprisingly.
And now, to a fate worse than death.
Yeah, pretty much.
Becoming a furry. Oh, at least it's fast.
I don't know, this part wasn't fast.
They seem way too proud of their really unfunny
Never
joke.
run so fast in my life.
Oh, you again?
Yep, but because we helped the stag guy, he just
Noble
appears for
Attis.
2 seconds just to
He
get
was
rid of
true
him for
to
us.
his word.
You remember to leave a mark on this in this spot specifically for when he casts recall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hello.
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 Now, we can ask everybody about where our
Well,
daughter is, because she was
hello.
here, but,
What's
old,
a nice lady like you doing in a
game
swamp
trope,
like this?
they just left as soon as we got here,
I'm
so
looking
now we
for
have to
my
go
daughter.
find
She's
the
missing.
next part where they are. Don't you just love
This
that in
belongs
games?
to my daughter.
No.
A pretty young girl with blonde hair and blue
Or
eyes.
in movies.
Have you seen her?
Or in real life,
Maybe
really.
yes, maybe no. Why don't you bring that pretty thing a little closer so I can smell it?
Mm.
Alrighty, so, to Ooga Booga Land, let's go.
Hey, that wasn't very nice.
Now, basically all the same things that, like all the main issues that, Rosella, ran into here, also applies here, so, there's going to be some, times where we have to get into certain places, but it's randomized as to whether you can or can't go into them, so we're going to have to leave the screen and come back again until we get it to work, as well as just a few other bullshit things. Alright, so angry dog. We have a stick, so let's see if that works. Nope. Alright. I guess we have to find something else to pacify the dog.
A small child.
No, no, no. It's a widow.
You're gonna toss the widow at
My
the...
lady, are you Valanice of Daventry?
Why, yes. How did you know?
Listen carefully. Your daughter has left this land. She is in dire trouble in the bowels of the great volcano. But that's not the worst of it. The volcano will soon erupt, and then all will be lost, including your daughter.
What? We cannot
Yeah,
just
I kind of like how they
stand by and
wrote
do
themselves in
nothing.
a corner because there's literally no way
Seek help
Valanice
from
would
the
know where
kingdom
the
of
fuck
Etheria, Valanice.
Rosella is.
They have the power to break the
They
enchantment.
had to have
You
the
know
cat
that.
just tell her.
Where is this
The
Etheria?
cat just randomly
How can I get
Have we seen this cat
Etheria
before?
floats in the clouds
Yeah, we
far
saved the
above us,
cat
lady.
and she
Once
gave
our
us one
Lord
of her
Count
lives.
Sephish could have taken you there, but he's unfortunately lost his head. Find a way to help him, and he will certainly help you.
Alright, off she goes. And I think what we need to do now is find something to pacify the dog. And we need to go sneak into the Brat Kids treehouse in order to get it.
Dr.
But I think we pay a
McKdamn.
visit to Dr. Mortimer
Oh, dear.
real quick.
I should have done some coffee before we started.
Yes? Oh my! You bear a stunning resemblance to a young lady I met earlier this evening.
Don't worry.
That must have been my daughter, Rosella.
We're gonna. If you fall asleep,
My
you'll
dear
just be
lady,
role playing with the game because there's a whole dream sequence we have to go through.
So
Let me
you
lie
are the
down
mother
then,
of
so
the
I can
charming Miss
properly,
Rosella. Pleased
so I
to
can-
meet you, lady.
properly engage with the
Valanice of
narrative.
Daventry, sir.
What a lovely name! I am Dr. SamMcKdamn. What can I do for you, Lady Valanice?
When was the last time you saw my daughter? Where was she going?
About 15 minutes
I saw her
ago,
but a few
actually.
short hours ago. She asked me about the Troll King.
Yeah, I'm
and
not
very
exactly sure what the
kindly
time
brought
frame
me a new
of
backbone.
this game is.
I
I
do
think
not
it all
know
takes
where
place
she was
within like
headed.
a day, but it feels like maybe
Dr.
an hour.
Cadaver, how was Rosella when you spoke with her?
Are you
Did
sure?
she seem well?
I don't know. The way that the people
It
talk,
feels like
especially
longer.
The liveliest
well, the
creature
way
I've
that
seen
these
in
people
years.
talk, it's sort of like, oh yeah, like this happened like
Dr.
earlier this
Cadaver,
afternoon. So it's like,
I
okay,
hope
so it
this
happened
isn't
like
rude of me,
what, 3
Is
hours, 4 hours ago?
everyone in Ooga Booga, well, dead?
As a doornail, for the most part. Forgive me, Lady Valanice, but I have to make a house call. Good evening, Valanice. I will let you know if I hear word of Rosella.
Thank you, Doctor. Good
Oh,
night.
nice little glitch where Valanice's face was just hanging there for a bit. And the bucket elevator isn't there, so we have to leave and then come back. Oh, there it is. We got lucky. Yeah, and just like before, if you fuck around with the Jack-in-the-Box, you die, so we just need this one bone. And then we can leave. Because apparently we couldn't take one of the bones from the Boogeyman's entrance hideout. Or literally anywhere else in this game. Or this area. It had to be from that weird mummy. But we just go over here now. And... oh, yeah, we have to go up. And then we can deal with the dog. As soon as he stops barking so we can give him the bone.
Good dog. Nice dog.
It would have been great if when she threw it just smacked the dog right in the face. Goku alive?
Yes, I am alive. I'm
That
just...
was-
Not such
okay,
a bad
you just weren't
dog
talking.
after all.
It's just that this whole game,
you
like everything
are not
is
such a bad human.
everything is just so. It just takes so much time for everything.
You are the first creature
Yeah.
to be kind to me since I
I
lost
mean,
my
at
master
least in the
mistress.
like.
Thank you.
You poor fellow.
I
What
know.
happened to your
That actually feels a lot.
My master
It
was
feels so
beheaded
much
by Militia's
slower
foul guard order,
than like the
and
8-bit
cursed to
games
ride the
and
skies in search of
and
his
the
head.
8-bit King of Quest
My
games, because
mistress
at least there,
died of grief shortly thereeafter.
like, yeah,
You had the option
You-
to turn it to
tried to
your
defend my
max
home when the boogeyman came to burn it.
CPU setting, so you could just
I failed.
whiz right into the water immediately.
that too. But also like that one. Okay, most of the time you just have to wait for a
master
text
was
box
Count
or for a
Sippish.
or like
He
and
was.
I don't know. There was
I was
a chunk
proud
of time you had
fight
to
at his
spend
side.
I would like
waiting
to
for
help
something,
your
but for that you
master.
could just
If I
fill
recovered his
the
head,
time with
do you
something
think
else.
the curse would be lifted?
But in this case,
We
it's
can
just
only
like
hope. Here, take
the
my master's
animation
medal.
takes
It may
so
help you in
long
the
for
search.
everything.
And thank you, brave lady.
The characters speaking a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah.
It's just it's actually quite draining because it's like it feels like such a waste of time.
Now you can imagine how I felt when I had to replay this because my first recording I didn't realize that it just recorded a black screen.
Oh joy.
Anyway, now we can deal with this woman without her killing
Here
us
you
immediately. By giving her the medallion of her dead husband. And because of that, we can actually do something about this
Count Vladimir
crypt now.
Sippish, fearless warrior, devoted husband, and Lord Protector of Ooga Booga Land.
And by that I mean figure out that it's locked and we need
It's
something to open it.
Of course. Nothing is ever straightforward in these games.
Oh, and by the way, that is the man that we need to help, the Headless Horseman. And if we did walk there while he swooped down, he would have killed us.
Let's see if we're gonna find Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, just throw him in the way.
Yeah.
Well, good thing this lit firecracker has the longest fuse in history, so we can just grab that, shove that into our breast, and then use that as a key to get into the crypt.
Hi, Piggy.
Yeah, he's being a booty. I fed him, and now he wants more. Because apparently, no amount of food is good enough for him. Man, it even opened the door for us. How nice of that firecracker. So, just to keep in mind, we're doing all this so that way we can figure out what happened to the Headless Horseman's head. And it turns out he was buried with it. And he's been searching for it. He's been searching for it for however long.
Yeah, and they couldn't think to get it on the most obvious place.
No, it was too hard. The door was locked. And this is a bit of a bullshit thing because you have to wait for him, and then the thing highlights for him to click it, and I click it, and then he's like, alright, fuck you. So I have to wait for him again. It's like, god damn it! Like, I don't know what I did wrong there. I know for 100% I clicked on him, and the game was like, eat shit. So we're just waiting around.
That takes me back. This takes me back.
You remember doing this in some shitty-ass game that you wanted to beat?
I remember watching this.
What, in King's Quest 3 when we had to wait 15 minutes for the ship to port?
Yeah. At least then we could. There was a time. There was a point. There was some stuff to do in the meantime. But yeah, I think in
fucking dicks. Like, god damn it, didn't do it again.
Yeah, there is a sequence in Earthbound where you have to wait.
Yeah, the 5 minutes
3
for
minutes.
the door to open.
Yes.
Yep, didn't do it again. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if someone could explain to me what I'm doing wrong, because when he's in the air, I click the shit out of him, and the game is like, are you sure? Let's let him go by, just in case. There we go. That worked that time.
Finally, Jesus Christ. But, yeah, like, in Earthbound is like sort of like the guy just asks you like what's the password to get in some place, and then you just say nothing for like 3 minutes straight. So dumb. It looked for a second he was about to detach his head again.
It's like, I don't like this face. Find me a new head.
I'm deeply indebted to you. Black Valiant. Elspeth, my Elspeth. How I have missed you.
Oh, and she was a beautiful woman the whole time.
And are you?
Even though
dearest darling.
how she kills you is that she screams and looks at you, and apparently she's so horrific looking
Tell
that
me what
you just
I can
die.
do for you in return.
I must find a way to Etheria,
Or maybe-
Count Sepish. It is imperative.
I don't know.
I have
After
heard
hearing
that
the chicken
you may be
scream for
able
so
to
long,
help me.
maybe this. You should be accustomed to that kind of horror.
I will give you the use of my horse. Here, take this file.
Anyway, so here's our fast
You can call
chat.
him to take you to Once there, you cannot summon him, for he will not be able to hear you.
God, I just had a
He will
complete brain
always
fart.
come to you
Our,
anywhere on the surface lands.
Our fast travel option.
Thank you,
We just play the flute while we're
It
on the
is
ground, and then we can ride the horse.
Necromancer, carry the lady to Etheria.
Although for some reason we can't play the flute while we're in the air.
The name of the horse is Necromancer?
I think so, yeah.
That is odd.
So, now we're in the magical land of Etheria, I think it is. And this is where the game chugs for like 2 frames per second. And I think it's because of these stupid, butterfly, seahorses. And also, you can take the time to sniff every single fucking flower on this, screen.
Are any of them narcotics?
No. And all she does is go, ah, and that's it. Like, there's literally no point. So stupid. And also, you can't click the top of the mountain. You have to click each interval in order to get up to the very top of this mountain. So you click there, then you click the other side to go up, and then you click the other side. It's very annoying. And we can't go in that cave just yet, because we will die if we do.
As is tradition.
Mm-hmm. There's no indication that you will die if you just click on it, you just do. But then again, this is also King's Quest VII, where death means nothing.
For some reason, this tree reminded me of Zen, like the final level of Half-Life.
Huh. Oh, and...
Wow! Wow, that
I don't
was
remember
awful.
that happening in any of my other playthroughs,
I've never
so
seen a
that's
creature
weird,
so
but
swift.
thankfully it didn't kill us. It was just a horse that just fucked us down the path a little bit.
It's... Zen is a level just that was really annoying.
Yeah, isn't that just a bunch of like first-person platforming?
A lot of it is. The main annoyance is that like after Lambda Core, I was thinking like, okay, this is the final stretch of the game. That is the point where I was just ready to see the ending. But Zen just goes on and on. It's so frustrating.
Anyway. So we give the weird lilacs that we found, and they essentially tell us the answer to the puzzle that's north of this screen. But because I'm not a music guy, I don't know exactly how to play like the fucking instrument. Like, I could tell you, oh, it sounds like this, but I can't tell you exactly what note it's supposed to be. So I had to look this answer up, but you have to play this harp in this specific tune. And yeah, it's one of those things where I don't have quite the ear for music, so I don't know, like, what it was supposed to be. But anyway.
What the...
Who are you?
Anyway, these are the three fates,
mortal.
and we're gonna have to come back to them a lot to figure out what to do next, because the game is not very well written.
I am Lachesis. I measure the fates of women and men.
I am Atropos. I sever the fates of women and men.
What do you want of us, daughter of humanity?
My daughter is imprisoned by militia, and I fear for her life. I must see Oberon and Titania immediately.
You cannot. The king and queen have gone on a journey, seeking their own lost child.
But basically, it's a pretty
Mount,
long
the
laundry
Lady
list
of
of running back and forth to just get everything that we need in order to solve everybody's problems at the last second.
She lives beyond the waking world.
So we need to figure out how to help
dreams
the
and
tree
nightmares.
woman.
It cannot be reached in the waking reality.
They're telling us to go talk to some woman who lives in Dreamland, and we do that by sleeping. So we have to go back to Dr. Mortimer's place, because that was the only place in the entire game where there was a bed. Yeah, and this is where the game chugs like a motherfucker, so... I think it's just because I skipped the cutscene of them singing the puzzle, because they do that every single time you come onto the screen. Which you have to come to repeatedly because it's in the middle of everything. So thankfully, once you're up in the clouds here, you can just fast travel to any point in the game. Well, kind of. So you ride the rainbows and you go to either the Ooga Booga land in the swamp area, the desert, the shitty animal place where there's no reason to go anymore, or the forest.
Mama? I didn't think I'd ever see your succulent self again. Most people never come out of that bad old Ooga Booga land. Why don't you come on over here and tell me about it?
Give me a smoke.
Yeah, I kind of wish the plant that, or the anti plant medicine could have killed that thing, so we didn't have to deal with him ever again. But you know, here we are.
Fire in the sky! We're all gonna die!
Have you ever heard of a game called? I think it's called Shadow of Destiny.
Sounds like a very generic title, but tell me more.
Let me just check it out if that's the game actually. No, it's called. Well, it has two names. It's Shadow of Memories in Japan and Shadow of Destiny in North America. It's kind of like an adventure game. Kind of like it's a very weird game, and it was great. Ironically, like Charles Martinet voices one of the characters.
My dear Lady Valenice, what?
Oh yeah, I just blanked for a second. The Mario voice
Dr.
actor.
Cadaver.
Yeah.
Or ex-voice
I
actor, I
have
should say.
a terrible
Which is
problem.
unfortunate.
Come
Well,
in, come in.
Well, guy has to retire someday, some point.
No, you just keep him alive. Just zap him with a taser every time he starts to fall asleep.
It's a long story, Doctor, but what it comes
me
down
check
to
here,
is that I must travel to
so
Dreamland to see Lady Mab.
The game
But
was
I can't find a safe place to sleep.
Is that
a
all?
lot of the
Don't
game was
worry,
just
my lady.
nonsense.
Just
Like
climb into
you
my
had
coffin here. It's
the
lined
character
with
would
pure
have
dream
like
silk.
for some reason
You'll
like
be
some the
asleep
game
in no time.
like the character dies at the beginning of the game, and he's revived by some entity in the afterlife.
I suppose I could.
The entity
try
itself
to
is
sleep
voiced
here.
by Charles Martinet. And the thing is, like, then
And
the guy who's trying
Please
to...
do.
And
I'll
he
make
revives
sure
you
you're not disturbed.
with the power of spaghetti, right?
No.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna say shoving a
Here
star
you
in your
are, my
head, in your
dear.
face.
Sweet dreams.
No, it would have been a green
Yeah.
mushroom.
But, so he... And then, like, the perplexing thing about this game is that the protagonist takes the most absurd leaps of logic, like, to most nonsensical actions to solve the problems. Like, some guy hidden behind a tree shoots him and kills him. He goes back in time to prevent the tree from being planted.
Well, yeah, I mean, how else are you going to stop a guy from shooting you? Call the cops or something? That's what lame-os do.
It is, well, that warranted a close-up, I guess.
Well, yeah, how else are you supposed to figure out that that block
My
of ice
lady,
was
are
the
you
person we
all right?
needed to talk to?
I went to Dreamland, and Mab...
No,
She was frozen.
you don't say.
She was a solid block of ice.
Oh dear. Mab was never known for her warm personality, but that doesn't sound right at all.
It looks like things are worse than we knew.
Yeah, no, it was,
Thank you, Dr. Cadaver. You've been very
Yeah,
kind.
that whole tree thing just reminded me of Back to the Future, where it was a very small detail, but it was a point where
Lady Valenice. Farewell.
the mall that is in the town is called Twin Pines Mall. And because Marty went back in time and accidentally ran over one of the pine trees, in the future it's then called Single Pine Mall. Like, a very small detail, but it's actually quite nice that they paid attention to that.
Yeah. I was rewatching a while ago that the train sequence from Back to the Future 3.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I've seen the third one, but is it still good? Like, I know that there tends to be like that common thing where it's like first two were good and then the third one kind of shits its pants.
Yeah, some people are retarded. No, dude, I was watching the train sequence because like they gotta get, because they can't run the DeLorean because like the DeLorean.
Yeah,
there's something. There's I don't.
I think it was like the engine was broken, or they didn't have the proper fuel to power it. So
no, it was damaged because it had been struck by lightning when by the end of like the second movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have seen Mab, and she has been frozen into a lifeless
They had to
statue of
use the
ice.
train. They had to hijack a train.
Yeah, hijack the train and to push the car fast enough to go 88 miles per hour. Yeah, I remember that sequence.
She of the flower.
Yeah, man, that whole sequence.
She of
it
the
is
forest.
just. It is just amazing. It is so genuinely fun. Like it's and like you know there's like I think that movie's from like 1990.
Yeah, it was either late 80s or early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, very early 90s that movie. Let me just check it out. And Back to the Future 3. Yeah, 1990. the picture is just the three, like the two main characters, like the Doctor's love interest, and yeah, man, the final sequence with the train, like I want to watch the movie again just for that, because it's so there's something magical about it, you know. I can't really explain what it is. There's something just really like endearing and just exciting about it that you don't see very often.
Yeah. Anyway, so the magical fruit that we needed was that lavender thing that we got, and then we get a pomegranate that we can give to the tree. So are you following along, Gok? Does this all make sense?
No.
Okay, and we're doing all this so that way we can figure out how to melt ice in the dream world.
Yeah, I was more interested, in looking at details about Back to the Future 3.
Yeah. Well, when I said that the first two movies were good and then the third one kind of shits its pants, it was more of a general statement of, like, just movies in general. Like Spider-Man, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy did that, Terminator did that. Like, there's a bunch of movies that tend to follow that formula, so I was just curious if Back to the Future 3 had a similar issue.
The pomegranate
Frankly,
is the
I
symbol
do
of
very
birth
much
and
appreciate
death,
that.
of regeneration.
You know, in the case of
it could help my series.
in the case of Terminator 3, I at least appreciate that they try to do something like to close the time loop and just bring yeah, a lot of people don't like that in the third movie they go with Judgment Day being happening.
I mean,
because like it's much more of a bitter ending than people were expecting, like especially compared to Back to the to Terminator 2.
I must go to
Yeah,
it's kind of hopeful.
and do what I can.
Yeah, but at the same time, it also kind of makes sense in the way that Terminator 1's
The forest has sustained
like
much
time loop
damage from Alicia's
initially
ugly curse,
was explained.
and I
Like
must
you
make
have
it
to
right.
send the guy back in time to impregnate Sarah Connor, so she can give birth to John Connor, who can lead the
You have
resistance
my
against
deepest
the
thanks, dear
Terminators in the future. And for 2 to sort of say, "Oh yeah, you
You're
can just
very
negate the whole
welcome, Lady
process
Sif.
to begin with,"
May I ask
it's
a
kind
question
of
you?
it's kind of a cop-out, so I can see
I
why
have
in 3 they
seen
kind of
Mad,
had to
Lady of
retcon it by
Dreams,
saying they
and she
just
has been
delayed
placed
Judgment
under
Day.
a terrible curse.
Yeah,
She's
But
been
I do
frozen
like
up
that. Yeah, I
like
do
a
like that
block of
3
ice.
tried to do that.
Lady of Spring.
Yeah,
I do appreciate that they tried to have that
Frozen, you
kind
say.
of closure.
Let me.
yeah,
And
it was
the
unfortunate
opening
that
for
they
them?
did. It was unfortunate that they decided that, oh yeah, let's
You
make it
must
so that
fill a
Sarah
shaft
Connor
of
is the
crystal
true
with purest sunlight.
hero of the
That you can
franchise,
follow,
and
but
John
I must
Connor is
warn
actually
you,
the evil
you cannot
mastermind
take
behind
any
everything, and let's
physical
kill John
objects
Connor
into
in the
realm of
past.
dreams while you are
And
asleep, baby. You will have to travel there
let's
while awake.
repeatedly shoot ourselves in the foot. That sounds like a good idea. Like, it is. You know,
Lady Series.
this is
How
like
am
seems
I
to be the
travel
main
to the
curse
realm of dreams while awake?
of the Terminator
What
franchise.
must I do?
They could like.
Yeah, they couldn't just leave
do
it
not
alone.
know, child of
Yeah,
humans.
like Terminator 3
Perhaps
at
you should
least
speak
gave
with
them
the three fates. There is
the
very little they do not know.
the chance to just go ahead doing something different, like go away, and I think they tried to do that with Salvation, although I never seen Salvation.
Salvation was kind of like a whatever movie. Like, it was basically just, oh yeah, this is John Connor and how he kind of rose to become leader of the Resistance, and that was basically it.
Yeah. But you know, I think by that point, if there was anything people wanted to see in the Terminator franchise, it would be like the end of the war.
Yeah, the end of the war, or I guess more stories involving like the Resistance people and the war, which is kind of what Salvation was trying to do. But like I said, if you skipped Salvation, you're not missing out on anything.
Yeah, but then like they I don't know, they just had to go and rehash what was done in the previous movie, and they keep trying to get Terminator 2 again. They keep trying to
I have
to catch
seen
that
Sirius,
lightning.
and she has told me that I
Yeah.
must enter the land
But they
of
just
dreams
do it in
while
the
awake.
most atrocious
How can I
ways
do
possible.
this, great lady?
Yeah, I actually saw the a
You
clip
must
of that
cheat the
sequence
fabric
where
of
John Connor's
reality.
running through the
You
mall
must ride
and
on the wings of a
Terminator 2, and the two
There is
Terminators
only
fight each
one
other,
who
and
can
then they
do
go
such
into
a
the sewer drainage area.
Our nephew,
That was a good
the
sequence.
Weaver of Dreams.
I'm gonna tell you, man.
It sometimes pleases
First
our
time I
nephew
tried
to surround
watching,
himself with the darkest terrors of
I
night.
tried watching
Farewell, Valanice.
Terminator Genesis. I couldn't get. I think I stopped halfway through.
Was Genesis the one that they introduced John Connor was the main villain, and they shot Connor at the beginning? Or...
No, they shot Connor at the beginning in Dark Fate.
The Dark Fate comes after Genesis, because like I didn't watch any of them. I just sort of know that oh yeah, this is what they did because everyone involved is fucking retarded.
Yeah, Dark Fate was the last one.
Okay.
The one with the robot that splits in two. And the thing they do in that movie is just start the story by shooting John Connor, shooting the main character of the franchise. Great idea, guys.
Well, yeah, because how else are we supposed to make Sarah Connor the true heroine? I mean, John Connor just got in the way by being like a man and shit.
Yeah. Unironically, Terminator 3 gave her a more dignified ending
such a horrid room.
than Dark Fate.
Yeah, wasn't the dignified ending is that she just died off screen in between 2 and 3?
Yeah, she died off screen, but you know, at least she left some stuff for her kid. Like she left a coffin just loaded with weapons just in preparation because she knew her son would need it.
Yeah.
So like that is still a more dignified ending to Sarah Connor.
Right out of the sky. And we just
But
might
yeah,
take the rest of
and
the
then
world
they
with it.
had what
Kissy boy.
what was? Oh no, yeah, the thing with Genesis, man, I was so livid with how bad they butchered Sarah Connor's character in that movie that I stopped halfway through. Because I could not get over like how bad they butcher her character.
Hmm. Anyway, so this was another point where we needed to go back off the screen and back on to see if we could
Let me see.
safely come into the house. Because if the dog was barking, that means the Enchantress was home and we couldn't do our thing. But if the dog isn't barking, then this cutscene plays so that way we can watch her fuck around her house for a little bit and then come in to steal what we need. What we need is a crystal from that lamp over there. And the reason we're doing this is because we need to get some sunlight into it, and then once we get the sunlight into the crystal, then we need to get into the dream world while awake to then melt the ice of the dream world woman, and then she can tell us something, I forget, to how to stop the Enchantress. Does that make sense for you, Gok?
I honestly dozed off for half of what she said.
Anyway, so the place where we need to go now is back to the desert, because that's the only place where there's a beam of light. And I think I accidentally went to the wrong rainbow here. Yeah, because for whatever reason, that one goes to the animal kingdom, which to me it would make more sense if it was the top left one, or one of the bottom ones would have taken you to the desert. But I don't know. I guess this is why I'm not a game designer yet. So to go to the desert, you have to go to the rainbow that is the exact opposite of what you would instinctively think it would be.
I'm just like, does it have to be why a beam of light specifically? Why not just light?
Because it has to be a beam of light because we need it to be hot to melt ice because it's springtime, right? So that's why we had to save that woman who turned into a tree, because she is the goddess of spring or something, I think, and she told us that's how it has to be done. I mean, how else are you going to capture light into a crystal, Gok? Are you just going to dunk it in water? Like, come on, you got to think about these things, man. But anyway, thankfully the puzzle we solved earlier is still active, so we can just shove the crystal in that. And there we go. We got a crystal full of light. And thankfully that scorpion isn't around to bother us, so we don't need to rip off a bit more petticoat and tie it to the stick again. Anyway, and to get to the waking world, we need to talk to the Fate's nephew, the Weaver of Dreams, who's over here oh fuck, I forgot what this place is called. Enchantia or something like that? I don't know.
Fantasia.
Yeah, basically it's just Fantasia. But he was in that cave that if we tried to go into earlier, it would have killed us. So now that we have a dream catcher, we can safely enter in his cave area. Because the thing that would have killed us was a nightmare, you see.
It causes you like a fatal case of bedwetting.
No, that would actually make somewhat sense. No, the fucking nightmare just eats you.
I like my version better.
Yeah, your version's a hell of a lot better. Anyway, up the spiraling staircase, and then we try and enter the cave, and there's the nightmare, and so we use the dream catcher to suck it up. And we're gonna have to use the dream catcher full of nightmares later, so we're gonna just pocket that for now.
Gonna toss it on the witch.
The enchantress? No, that would actually make sense.
Excuse me. Hello?
No, but this guy will actually tell us how to use it.
Your aunts, the Fates, gave me this object to get past your nightmare. My business with you is most urgent.
You captured my nightmare in that little thing. How amusing. How irritating. I suppose I should have had a second creature on hand, but I
It talks like a very smug hipster.
Yeah, basically.
Nightmares are solitary creatures, you know. They will destroy each other on sight.
Dreamweaver, listen to me. Oberon and Titania are missing, and Mab has been horribly cursed. I must reach her Isle of Dreams while awake
What are you
and
talking
cure
about?
her, or all will be lost.
My precious sister is missing?
Yeah, I don't know why he does this thing with
You
his
must go to
eyes
Mab
either.
immediately.
It's very off-putting.
Wait, I will give you something. When you ride this magical tapestry, you can travel through dreams in the flesh. But be warned, you will be vulnerable. Hurry, mortal, hurry.
Alright, so now we can go to the dream world while awake by riding a magical carpet. And because last time we got attacked by a nightmare coming here, we just defend ourselves with the nightmare that we captured. Because two nightmares cannot exist at the same time. And then we just follow the path to get back to, what's her name? The dream goddess.
Oh, or by the
Alright, and then we use the Crystal of Light and just sort of hold it up to the ice. And that works.
Where's this woman again?
Dream Lady, I don't know.
I am Valenice of Daventry, my Lady Mab. I urgently need your help. Militia has ignited the volcano and Oberon and Titania cannot be found.
But apparently we need her so that way we can warn Olaf and Chantria that the Enchantress is going to make a volcano explode and kill everything.
Aye. How am I
Well,
to
at
do
least
that?
the people of Fairy Town deserve it.
You must harness the wind, Sirocco, and ride it
Yeah.
to the top of the mountain.
Can we get just a
King
small
Leventhal will
explosion?
surely help you.
They had
I
it coming.
must go, brave Valenice. I must try to hold back the
Yeah,
volcano's
just one rock just flies over
Thank you for
to them and
freeing
just
from
crushes
my
them all.
prison of ice. If we all survive this, I will send you only.
But anyway, now we got a
sweet
bridle
for
so
the
we can
rest of your
ride the
life.
wind horse. And of course, she teleports us to the bottom of the fucking mountain, so we have to climb back up again. God damn it. But at least she teleported us so we didn't have to fuck around with those butterfly seahorses and have the game chug at 2 frames. And this is also a bit of RNG as well. What you need to do is hide behind the rock over here. And when the horse comes by, you click on him. But it's random as to how quickly the horse comes by.
Yeah, I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. Yep, we got lucky. The horse came by. And you click on him, and then he sort of sits there, napping. And unfortunately, Goku's going to miss all this, because this is animated hilariously.
Carrasco, you big bully! What have I told you about eating people?
But now we can warn the winds that there's trouble ahead, and that we need the king and queen of Equestria. I keep forgetting what it's called.
Lie to me, young man.
So they can help stop the volcano from exploding.
What's going on here?
Sorry.
Speed.
I will avoid whacking off
Who are you?
in the recording again.
Okay.
I am Levanter, king of the
Also, do you like this close-up of the characters?
I don't like their designs.
I am Valenice
I kind of like how
Daventry.
her right
Your
hand looks like a
Majesty,
flipper.
We must summon Oberon and Titania. The Lady Militia plans to detonate the volcano, and all of Eldritch will be destroyed.
Winds, come to me. Come to me now.
What I find strange is that these are the Masters of Wind or something like that, and apparently there's only 4 of them. Nope, 5, never mind. But apparently they can travel the entire planet to find 2 people who have been searching for decades, and no one ever thought to call them back.
You know, this is a complete non sequitur, kinda. But I was thinking about it. You remember how, like, in Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf is talking about the wizards? Says, like,
has ignited the volcano.
Which one?
Says, like...
Are you sure?
Like which part?
Actually, it was in the
yourself,
Hobbit
my
movie
Lord
where he talks about the wizards. Like, he's
Sweet
talking
Mother
about, like,
Nature.
there is
We
like,
thank you,
like,
mortal.
5 of us.
You are
There's
valiant and brave.
me,
Come, my
Saruman the
husband.
White, there's
We must
Radagast the
try to
Brown, and there's
undo
2
what
blue
has
ones in
been
the
done.
east.
I only
I was thinking to
pray that we
myself,
can.
the blue ones are the only ones who share the same color.
I'm sure it's explained in, like, super secret Tolkien lore as to why, but apparently the 2 blue ones went east to try and help out with problems there.
Yeah, because, like, I know, Sauron recruited a lot of people from the Easterlings, you know?
Yeah, because apparently he offered them a better deal. Oh, this is a really stupid puzzle. So you notice that it's written as T in there. We have to flip a switch so it's F, and then hit the false king, so we transform him into his real form.
Edgar?
Which, unless you played King's Quest 4, you have no idea who the fuck this is and why he's important.
Rosella, where are we? What's going on?
Even though this game was advertised as you don't need to play any of the other King's Quest games to understand what's going on here.
My dear princess, I have something so special in store for you. I hope you enjoy hot weather.
Was that supposed to be her laugh?
Yeah.
That was really bad.
Well, how are we gonna get out of this predicament? Oh, and get a load of how these guys are gonna stop the volcano from exploding. Like, just guess what they do.
They're gonna find a way to get a massive. What's the name of the thing again?
Quark?
Yes, massive quark.
You're not too far off. They cast a giant spider web. And how we get out of this predicament is that we just click on the wall and we just dig ourselves out. We don't even use the shovel, we just use our hands.
Oh wow. So I'm being made retarded by watching this. I can't even put into words how stupid this is. So she can just dig her way out of solid rock.
Yeah, with her hands,
Apparently
even though...
Apparently not that solid, I think.
Yeah, we can do that despite the fact we have a shovel in our inventory. Anyway,
and apparently the volcanic lava just doesn't flow out of there.
Yeah, and if you missed a flower earlier, it would have appeared in this room, up where that window is. And you would need to use the shovel to move that rock so you could climb up and grab the flower. So that's where you needed to use the shovel. Anyway, and very important, you have to plug this thing in, because it needs to be powered up by the power of lava. And then, the hint earlier is that you wake up trolls by putting a flower underneath their nose. And he can stop the volcano from exploding on his weird computer thing with teleporting gizmos.
Oh my god. A spider web.
Yeah, it's working.
You know,
see?
Spider webs, which are known to withstand high temperatures.
My daughter. Oh.
Anyway, and then they're going to explain how Edgar got into all this mess despite not being seen since King's Quest IV.
I saw the castle and I jumped into sea and the troll king, Edgar. Well,
do you remember him, Gok?
Edgar?
Yeah, from the very end of the King's Quest IV.
Yeah. And I like how Valenice just sort of shoves his daughter over, like, go over there and marry him already.
No.
Yeah, stop being a problem, you little brat.
Out of my way, whelp! I enslaved your little mind once. Don't think I'll be so kind this time.
Oh, and this is a great fight scene coming
Never
up, too.
again, Malicia.
What the hell?
For whatever reason, he just turns his back and gets hit. And, to spoil it, yes, he is dead right now. So we need to grab the thing now that it's fully charged and launch it at the Enchantress. And we've defeated her.
By turning her into a baby.
Okay. Yeah. And there are two endings to this game. The first ending, which is the good ending, you revive Edgar by using the extra life, but it's a weird placement how you have to do it. Yeah, it's like right there, which I thought was a mistake because you have to do it like over top of the baby. So I thought, oh, if you give the extra life to the baby, you just die or something.
See you again.
The second option is just wait around and not give the extra life to Edgar, and then you get the bad ending.
Valanice, I cannot
wait around and just be a dick.
Yeah, basically.
You saved our world. You have given us back our greatest treasure, our son.
Your son? Edgar? You know our son?
Well, you see, I was stolen as a baby by an evil fairy named Lolotte. She twisted my body and tried to twist my mind, but somehow I knew I was not her son. Then Rosella appeared. I knew she was special. She released me from my slavery to Lolotte, and I went home to Etheria.
We were so happy. The whole kingdom was overjoyed. We held a ball in our son's honor and...
Our boy vanished from the gardens on the night of the party. We were crushed. We set off to search for him immediately. Now I know it was all part of Melicia's evil plot.
Huh, I just noticed that there was a face over by the control panel over there on the left side.
Something went terribly wrong with you, my sister. Let us start over again, shall we?
Until the baby starts
Rosella,
speaking evil when you have to toss her
into this
into
world.
the abyss.
I kidnapped you. I know you can never forgive me, but please, let me assure you that I was not in my right mind.
Anyway, so how'd you like
I
that
would never
explanation
have
of
done
how
that, I
Edgar
know.
made his way from King's Quest 4 to 7?
It sounds very much like a King's Quest plot.
Edgar, would you show me
mean,
the sights of Etheria?
I'm not exactly
After all, it's
waiting
what I
for
came
anything
for.
Shakespearean out of this franchise. Just saying.
Oh, and the big difference as to this ending sort of scene is that they ride around in a black swan and then it just ends.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, by
Rosella,
those two, what were
been in
those
my heart
their
since
names
the day I
again?
first saw you.
Like the fathers and the
Rosella,
parents of the guy of
may
the
I?
Edgar.
Thing 1 and
I
Thing
have you
2.
on
I
recording?
literally can't remember, and I don't care.
Yes, you may.
But anyway, Rosella gets her happy ending by marrying Edgar, which she should have done back in King's Quest 4 and probably prevented all of this from happening.
Yeah. Probably a lot of problems would be avoided if she just wasn't such.
Yeah, if
such a jerk off.
if she said yes, but I have to do this one thing first with my dad.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like, can we just talk? She couldn't have said, "Can we just talk like 2 days from now?"
Yeah. And also I don't know if it catches it or not in this recording, but if you, after the credits sequence, the game immediately just closes out and kicks you back to desktop. Yeah, so that was the animation team for Chapter 6, and then there's like a few other animation studios that did some other stuff. Because again, as I mentioned before, there was a lot of problems with just keeping an animation team.
Yes, I'm so excited. I want to run and hide. I want to go to a land beyond dreams, where everything's new.
Lead quality assurance, one guy. That explains a lot.
Enchantment, adventure are waiting for me.
Yeah, so what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animation studios worked on this game? Like, shit.
Oof.
But anyway, that's it for King's Quest 7. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
I'm glad it's over.
Don't worry.
I'm glad we're done with this series.
Well,
Not
for
gonna
now.
lie.
for now, because once I figure out King's Quest VIII, we'll be doing that, and then there's the remake done in 2015. So
okay, I'm not doing the remake. No way.
All
Okay,
right.
I'm not dipping my toes into that swamp.
All right. Well, we'll see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Bye bye.